Pro fans. I'm James Lawrence III.
And I'm Latino Crazy.
And I'm Stonehand Slater Wallace.
We're bringing you the Fall Brawl Fire Pro Wrestling Recap Show for the October 18th show.
That sounds right.
Ready to go?
Right. Yeah, let's start this off. Mr. Stonehands, you had the first match of the night.
Yes.
You want to tell us about it?
It was me against Mike Horning. And Mike Horning is a pretty tough opponent out there. And I mean, he may, had his here and there. He may have had some momentum going at one point, but he went for Hurricanrana. Saw an opportunity. Tried to lift him up for a power bomb. Slipped over me, then tried to roll me up. Saw my opportunity. Hopped right on his chest. 1, 2, 3. It was easy as that.
You're saying it was a pretty easy match?
Well, the next month I had to, we were hyping up the match for me and Abyss, and I mean, that was just a warm-up for me. I mean, we'll talk about that match in a little bit here, but...
Well, it was impressive.
Wow.
But the next match,
Wow.
the next match was
Praise from
Crime and Punishment. Hey, Crime and Punishment versus Gabe the Brave and Roland Young. Pretty much, Crime and Punishment had this match, but Punisher hit Gabe with the chain. I mean, things happen in matches, That got out of hand.
Yeah,
I'm sure Gabe said something that provoked this whole thing.
Oh, come
And
on.
it was then.
So that gives him permission to break the rules.
What? Rules are meant to be broken sometimes. Anyway, then Crime and Punishment spike pile driver on Roland, get the 1, 2, 3, and pretty much they're done with them.
Another win for Crime and Punishment.
Exactly. They're getting back to. They're going to be tag team champions again. You watch.
Well, let's talk about another champion right now. Let's talk about America's champion, Scott Powers. He came out, and it wasn't even supposed to be a match. He came out to do a little salute, talk to the fans about America and how great it is. You know who came out? Davey Addict. He was supposed to be injured. I mean, last month we had an injury report, and I said he was going to be gone for
I remember you
months.
said in here somewhere.
So, yes, this whole general region was just gone. But he came back, and he attacked.
Back.
Go ahead.
You gotta let me talk? You guys have talked for 5 minutes. He came back, and he attacked poor Scott Powers, and now Scott Powers is out for who knows how long. I'm not going to do an injury report about it because last time I was blatantly wrong, but he now has a broken arm too, just like Davey Addict had. But Davey Addict said something afterwards. He's coming back for Dave Allen, because if you remember, Dave Allen's the one that hurt him.
He said a little bit more. Him and that mystery guy, Rocky
Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle.
I was going to say, he had the Rocky guy.
Like, he came from the crowd. We didn't know who this guy was, and all of a sudden, after the match, they did an interview, and they said that they are going to burn Fire Pro down. They are sick of this. They're gonna take this whole place down. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Where we're going to do our show at if they burn it down.
I mean, that's kind of...
I have no idea.
You're going to burn Fire Pro down.
Well, we'll
Set
see what
fire
happens.
to
I mean,
Fire Pro.
the way he was beating down Scott Powers, who knows? I don't want to be anywhere near that. I'm
Kind of like me and you. Let's continue this. Let's keep on rolling here. Keep things going.
all right.
Well, you guys, I got this one crazy.
Okay. I
Last
trust
month?
you.
The month before that, we had a guest star, Sninsky. He took on the Freebirds, and I mean, we all saw what went down there. The Freebirds weren't too successful, and I'm sure James is over there smiling because he's probably happy to see those two get beat up. And I mean, Sninsky's quite the monster. But, the two men that were trying to pull Sninsky's strings were Kenny Courageous and Christopher Kent. So they may not have Sninsky on their side, but it looks like they have a new buddy out there. That'd be Jamie Crisis. So, I mean, it was Christopher Kent and Kenny Courageous against the Freebirds. And, of course, Crisis comes out, attacks the Freebirds. They get a DQ. Freebirds win, but, I mean, I'm sure they're not satisfied with that victory.
It was a pretty crazy match. Texas Tornado tag, and it could have went either way, and it just happened and went the way of the Freebirds. I mean, things happen.
Don't sound so disappointed, James.
Well, but don't worry, it's not over.
It's not
Ken and Courageous say when it's over.
Well, how do they know when it's over?
Wentworth tells them. I don't know.
How many hands are they gonna have to hire to beat the Freebirds up?
They're not hiring hands.
What about feet? Do they hire feet?
Why would they hire feet? Don't worry,
Feet soldiers?
you just
Feet
watch.
soldiers.
Fans just
I
watch
saw
what's
Ninja
gonna
Turtles.
happen.
They had feet soldiers.
Not feet Why are you talking turtles right now? We're talking Fire Pro Wrestling.
Oh,
Fire Pro.
I have the wrong notes out. Sorry.
I can't believe you still have one of those Ninja Turtle ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next match, it was the Wild Ones
Dave
versus
doesn't like us.
Changes the subject over here.
the Wild Ones versus Fatal Attraction, and
Tag team champions.
tag team champions, the Wild Ones.
Yeah, but not all the Fatal Attraction was
No.
out there.
Cross wasn't there, and we thought this wasn't going to happen, but then it was a 2-on-1, and
Oh yes, I like this.
Cujo said, if you can beat us in this non-title match, we'll let Fatal Attraction have a title
And
shot.
let's be honest, it was 3-on-1.
Yeah, Cujo was out there interfering all over the place.
My monitor was down. I didn't see none of that.
We don't have monitors.
Anyway, pretty much Wild Ones had the match
Best seats in the
mostly.
house.
And then all of a sudden, there was a miscue by the Wild Ones. You know what happens in tag team matches with a great tag team like the Wild Ones. And,
Hey, overall,
okay, bottom line, Marvel gets a roll-up, gets the fluke win,
a
and
fluke win.
Fluke win. He took on 3 men and was able to hold his own for the
the
whole
ref had
match.
a twitch in his arm. He was like, 1, 2, 3.
You saying it's a fast count?
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, look at the tape, Fire Pro fans.
Check out the matches. I mean, they're all available on.
Anyway,
our website.
Marvel got Fatal Attraction the title shot, and next month they will have, in November, they will have a title shot. And we'll see what happens.
We'll see what
Okay.
happens with that.
Hey, we will talk about it later.
Yeah, if we remember to. But after that, it's my turn to talk now.
Go ahead.
The all-natural Jimmy Crisis.
He's back out.
He's back out again. We can't get enough of this guy, apparently. He took on the Warfare Jeremy Hadley. Now, there's a good guy. I like seeing him. He'll never quit, unless, he has to.
Little guy, and he doesn't give up. I mean,
He doesn't give up, except for the month before Fall Brawl, where he got put in that submission move and he had to tap out. The guy almost broke his leg. It was terrible. But this month, again, Kent and company out there, screwing stuff up, trying to interfere in the match, just like Crisis did earlier.
Pafo was messing around too.
Powerful jumps in at the end, causes distraction, and Crisis gets the win. He nailed his finisher while Hadley had his back turned, and he gets the win. The 1, 2, 3. Again, the win. James gonna say, oh, the ref didn't see it, so it's legal.
I'm saying this feud between Hadley and Crisis has been going on for months, and pretty much Crisis has had Hadley's number every time. I mean,
Well, they need to find out a way to settle this. I mean, they need to have
a final solution here, but we'll see if it's going to happen soon.
But they need that Lawrence Plumplaplo and that other guy,
Pafo.
Ken Courageous, need to stay out of this. Let the two just finish it and get it over with. Is that right? Lawrence
We'll see. We'll
Picasso?
see. Picasso.
back
Okay.
to their next match.
Main
you
event?
guys-
No,
No,
it's
no,
not.
not
It's not
quite
the
yet.
main
I'm skipping ahead.
You don't skip too far ahead.
Alright, well, you go ahead.
But you guys have probably seen the promos, and there's a new cat in town. The real deal,
Yeah.
Jordan Neal, yeah. And my goodness, what a cocky guy. And I mean,
The fans love him.
oh my
They'd
goodness.
love to hate him.
He comes out there, and my goodness, he just a complete jerk to every fan, shakes their hand and insults them. I mean, calls them, he's trying to be all Mr. Nice Guy and trying to say the sport is meaningless and he's bringing, real wrestling back. Goes out there and he can't even talk because the crowd's so angry with him already just for being his cocky self. So who comes out? Our Impact champion.
BMK.
And BMK shuts him up with, and shows him how to really wrestle. And BMK, another victory for our Impact champion. He's still Impact champion.
He actually put the title on the line against this kid. That was amazing on his part, but I mean, it was just a total beatdown the whole match. I didn't see one part of offense from that kid at all.
I mean, it's
Well,
not
maybe
a
there's
real
more to
deal.
the real deal that we just haven't seen yet. We just have to keep watching and see.
You mean like he's got a dollar deal or a value meal too?
Value meal.
All right, let's make a deal and talk about the main event.
Anyway,
Main event time here
All
at
right.
the Fire Pro Post Show. Who was in it, James?
it was BAD, Brentley Alexander Dawson, in a last man standing match for the title against Flawless Dave Allen.
Yeah, he finally cashed in that last man standing trophy. He's been hanging on to it for a while.
And what a match.
What a match.
I think you need to
Just
get
like,
some of those
just
old
like
person
me.
glasses.
It was such
Me
a
and
match. He lost his
Gravity.
glasses. Look.
I was shocked.
It was a match of the year candidate. You fans have got to see that match. Watch it on YouTube. It is great. Anyway, at the pretty much it was all over the place. Both men are. I mean, points. BAD did look like he didn't want to care about the title. He was just trying to cripple the flawless one, Dave Allen.
He was out there to put a hurting on Dave Allen. Let's be honest. Like you said, he did not care if he won the title. It didn't matter to him. Even if he got disqualified, he just wanted to beat down flawless Dave Allen. And that kind of happened for a while. I mean, it was back and forth with the beatdowns on both sides. But ultimately,
Both men were down. Both men are starting to get up. The referee's almost to 10. Dawson standing, and then he just collapses at the last second, and Allen is standing and gets the win. His title, he keeps his title, gets it back from him, and
he was declared the winner.
pretty much. And
But
then
what happened after that?
he had a mask, and he hands it to Dawson and says, "You put that on and be the hero that you once were, and be the man that you once were."
Whoa.
And Dawson put the mask on and just left, and we don't know. We haven't seen him. I mean,
Maybe he will be returning.
we don't know.
Who knows what's going to happen with that?
I don't know.
Might be a superhero in our future.
You have to come and watch Fire Pro to find out.
You can never trust a masked man.
You can't trust a guy with a Jew for
He's
a
talking
leader.
from experience. Well, why don't we take a break and then we'll come back and talk about the next show.
Yeah, we'll be right back, fans. I'm sure we have some kind of video for you to watch right now. Just stick around. It'll be fun. Don't trust this guy.
It's not Halloween happy.
Meglio stasera, baby, go, go, go.
It is I, the official correspondent for Fire Pro, Latino Crazy! Now, our special guest tonight is a Canadian muscle, John Bash! I apologize for them. They were not paid, even though they were promised. Now, you have a match coming up against Stonehand Slater Wallace and the giant Gabriel. How are you possibly going to defeat men of that stature when your only friend out there is a man not even half your size, sir?
Does it really matter? Look at me. I think I could take anyone. I look good. It doesn't matter. Have you seen them? They look
have.
nothing like this.
But they are
Nothing.
big. They are wide.
I don't care how big they are.
It would be like
Look,
smacking a brick wall with a
at
wig
this.
and hair on it.
This is where it's at. If you look like this, it doesn't matter who you're against. As long as you look good, you're gonna be good.
You're jealous of me. I'm sorry, Fire Pro fans, you can't have a body like this. Now, you're from Canada?
That is correct.
Now that is north of the border, eh?
Hey,
Hey! Now you have a lot of hockey up there. We don't have hockey in Mexico.
yeah.
We think it's
doesn't surprise
stupid.
me. Hockey stupid?
Yes.
What has come from Mexico?
Tacos, burritos, little chips and salsa.
Who
I
really
keep them
eats
in my
those?
hat. Would you like some?
No. A body like this does not need nachos, tacos, burritos,
How do you survive without burritos and nachos?
maple syrup.
Maple syrup is delicious. Now, your opponent, Stonehand, said he wanted to kick maple syrup. I almost cried, sir. It took all I had not to just fall out and bust into tears. Maple syrup is delicious.
It's the best. Comes from Canada. Best country in the world.
About that. But let me ask you a very important question. If you have this thing called Canadian bacon, what do you call regular bacon?
It's Canadian bacon.
No,
There's no difference.
There's two different kinds.
It's Canadian bacon.
Canadian bacon is like the circle, and regular good bacon is like the rectangle.
It's Canadian bacon up there. It doesn't matter. It's Canadian bacon, alright?
Fans, what do we think? See, they do not agree.
I'm confused about what's going on here.
What are you doing, sir?
Thought I should flex a little bit.
That's it for the great John Bash. He seems to be off in his own little world. Let's hear it for him, fans. Until next time, I'm the unofficial official correspondent for Fire. Latino Prison! Thank you for joining us, John Bash. Farewell.
Hello fans, we're back and we're here to tell you about the Fire Pro recap with the November show, November 15th at Fire Pro Wrestling. I'm James Lawrence III. Hey.
Latino Crazy is here, as always. The best one of the show. I'm here.
And I'm Stonehand Slater Wallace.
And he's Stonehand Slater Waller. He's a good guy.
Are you dreaming about me?
What are we doing?
Anyway, the first
tortillas in here.
I don't know what he...
It was a good night.
I think he was farting.
So you never wake up. Anyway, the first match for the November show was Mike Horning versus Buff Kalua.
Buff Kalua.
I haven't seen this Buff Kalua. This
I've
is the first
drunk a
time.
few of those.
That's not the same.
Buff Kalua is a blast from the past.
And he likes to party.
He calls himself the one-man party, I believe.
You can believe it all you want, it doesn't make it true.
Well, he put up a good fight, but Mike Horning was pretty much took care of business in this match. I mean, he just didn't... He got the win. What can I say? He just beat down Buff Kalua, the one-man party. Party stopped. Over.
It wasn't like last one, where good old Stonehand took him down.
And
That's right.
and then Mike Horning leaves, and then all of a sudden Buff Kalua comes up the ramp all beaten and battered, and then that Molly, she tries to interview him. Why? I have no idea. All of a sudden, Horning comes out, beats him down, grabs the mic and screams at Molly, "Why are you interviewing the loser and not the winner?" I mean, she's intimidated this man and got
Intimidated?
What?
she's made him mad and just insane. She gives that evil look. I don't know.
That's different from
You're saying
intimidation.
she's evil.
It's the red hair.
She's just an announcer.
Anyway, she doesn't know something with Horning. He doesn't like her. He's shoved her before, and now he's mad. He says he's not getting any respect in Fire Pro, and it's going to start right now.
Right now. Because we're going to stop talking about him, and we're going to go to the next match. Mr. Stonehands, would you please give us the honor?
Well, I mean, this match was, it was quite the beatdown, but I mean, it kind of turned around the other way. This is Crime and Punishment against Roland Young and Gabe the Brave.
Young Braves, as we're calling them.
As he calls them, the Young Braves.
Two turkeys.
It had a Thanksgiving theme, I guess. But I guess Crime and Punishment, they just whooped him around and they were beating him down, and somehow Roland Young, he rolls up on the Punisher, and 1, 2, 3, and Roland Young, and I guess your Young Turkeys are the winners.
Way to screw up
What?
our show here, Young Turkey. Why you gotta confuse him? You know he got hit in the head this month.
I did, I had it, so.
He had an important match that we're going to talk about in a little bit here.
All right, so then, but believe me, it's not over between Crime and Punishment and the Young Braves, because
Well,
Crime
young,
and Punishment don't let that thing kind of just go.
young Braves are standing in front of
Especially
their
after
title
the beating
wishes.
they did give him. I mean, Crime and Punishment, you know, they still were using dirty tactics, but I mean,
They always do.
They want those titles back.
but they didn't get the 1, 2, 3. And that's what's important to get those titles. You got to get that 1, 2, 3.
But they better watch out. Circle the wagons, something. Crime and Punishment's coming for you guys.
You tell them the next one.
I'm going to just. Next match, Impact title match, BMK, Devon Fury. Two veterans of the Fire Pro ring going at it. BMK, you know, alright, he's got this momentum going after a couple wins. So I'm not going to say he rolled over Devon Fury, because that didn't happen. Devon did put up a good fight. Remember, he is a veteran. Many, many years in wrestling. But it just wasn't enough. BMK pulled off the win. He hit that STO clothesline that he does. Retains the title. Then he had some words afterwards. He wants to take on Dave Allen for his title. And I'm like, you got a title, man. You got a belt. It already holds up your pants.
He said no one could beat him.
He wants both titles. He thinks he needs one for each shoulder, or maybe the one's not keeping his pants up good enough. I don't know. But Dave Allen has yet to respond. So we'll let you know as it happens on this future match.
Maybe I'll take him suspenders.
That's an idea. Belt suspenders.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Next match. Before the match even started, the real deal Jordan Neal comes out, starts addressing the crowd again. They're so loud and they won't let him get a word in. He's just getting more agitated, saying he's a real wrestler, he can beat anybody, and then all of a sudden, here comes the Fire Pro Heavyweight Champion Dave Allen.
Flawless.
Dave Allen. He comes down and starts getting in the real deal space, saying, you want a match, you want a match. Not paying attention, here comes Davey Addict out of the crowd, the one who's supposed to have the match, and he starts attacking Dave Allen, just beating him mercifully. I mean, I haven't seen Dave Allen get beat this like in years. I mean, can you agree?
Well, maybe a few months back with BAD, but no, Jinx. Oh, we're not calling him that anymore. Davey Addicts, because he'll get mad if I call him Jinx. Ugh. He is upset. All right,
Call him by his first name, please.
That one is upset. Understandably, Dave Allen broke his arm, put him out of commission for months. And he was like a wild man jumping in there, just all over him.
And then Rocky was next to us commentating,
That guy's scary.
telling us that pretty much this is the reinvention, the new Davey Addict.
That guy got problems.
He's focused. He's got this Rocky and his telling him,
Bullwinkle.
not Bullwinkle,
He just likes Rocky.
guiding him and letting him know the right way and what's going to happen here with Fire Pro Wrestling. And in the match, Dave Allen broke Davey Addict's nose.
Yeah, Dave Allen just likes breaking stuff on people. What's wrong with that guy?
Blood was just flowing, and that wasn't stopping Davey Addict. He kept going at it. Then out of the blue, flawless victory.
And Dave Allen
Retains the title, and
But
that didn't
it's not
stop.
over.
But that didn't stop.
They
He's
kept going.
beating down Dave Allen with blood all over him, just all over the place, the mat everywhere. And then when the refs, they're trying to get Addict out, all of a sudden Mike Hornan comes out from the crowd and hits Dave Allen with the title. I mean, Allen couldn't turn around for 1 second that night.
And when you got that belt, you might as well just have a target on your back.
He's got a huge target. He thought last month was bad. He's got big problems now.
Two crazy men like those coming after you. I mean,
And who knows what's going to happen with the Fire Pro Board's got to make a decision. Who gets? I mean, does Addict get another match because he for the bloody nose incident and he wants payback still, or does Horning get one? We're gonna have to see.
Oh, I know. It's not over between Addict and Allen.
No.
This is going to be like a huge war when they finally get back together again. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. We can continue. Why don't you take this next one, James? You seem pretty cool.
The Wild Ones.
Not really.
You know what?
What's up?
The Wild Ones taking on Fatal Attraction for that tag team title shot they got. The tag team titles on a pole match.
ooh, they were hung above the ring high.
And this was just
Oh,
bedlam. I mean, guys were in and out of the ring, using the ring, going in the crowd, using chairs.
Pretty much no rules when you got a pole match. I mean, the object is to
Get there.
the
There's no
belts.
pins, no submissions. I mean, Cujo kept going up there trying to loosen him up or get him for his guys, and the ref had a hard time controlling him.
hey, throw him out. He's like, get.
Yeah, that's when Rican, the agent of Fire Pro Wrestling, comes out. I don't know why he was there.
He's an
not
agent of
he's
Fire
not a
Pro
ref,
Wrestling.
but he's not a ref. He takes Cujo out, and pretty much the Wild Ones are still they're going at it, trying to get the titles. What happened?
They got the titles.
Exactly.
mean, sorry to just skip
Is that what we were
ahead.
trying to get
No,
to?
you were calling shenanigans. You said that Cross got handcuffed to the post.
He
I
did
didn't-
get
I didn't
handcuffed to the post.
I didn't see it.
You're an idiot.
Watch the tape, folks. You'll see.
He
it.
got handcuffed.
He got handcuffed in the corner.
How is
It
there
was-
a question about
It
this?
was 2-on-1 against Marvel after that.
You have the best seats in the house, and you keep saying you don't have a monitor.
I don't have the best seats. I gotta sit next to this guy.
This guy's like, oh, he's wearing a bracelet. He's fancy. It's handcuffed to the corner.
Handcuffed.
All I saw was the Wild Ones take the titles down, and they're still the champs. And then Cross got
The
out.
fact being, okay, the handcuffs are illegal since there are no rules.
But
The only
still,
rule is you get the thing off the pole. You get your belt off the pole. And they got the belt off the pole.
I say that they're
Italian Stonehands over here says he got the thing off the pole.
Get it off the pole.
If he had a mustache, it'd be more Italian. Bit of body off of the pole.
A bit of a boppity.
Anyway, the Wild Ones, they're pretty much, I think, done with Fatal Attraction. They're looking for next opponents. Who knows, Crime and Punishment, the Freebirds, who knows what's going on here in Fire Pro. It might be Kent Courageous. A lot of tag teams are fighting for those tag titles. And the Wild Ones, they're just beating everybody. We'll see.
Beating everybody. Mr. Stonehands, why don't we just keep on rolling? You want to hold my papers?
I want to borrow your papers.
They're kind of heavy. I'm going to take a nap.
All right, it's a new guy. We've seen him around a few times. Joseph Rack, high flying Joseph Rack.
Flying high.
He took on Jimmy Crisis, and we know Jimmy Crisis has been getting involved with some other doings with Kenny Courageous and Christopher Kent. And Jimmy Crisis said he just went to town on this kid. I mean, it wasn't much of an offense. I mean,
He
Joseph-
tried a little bit.
Joseph, he had his moments, but I mean, he's still a young kid, still up and coming, and I mean,
After Crisis got the win, Bon Poffo started dropping those Poffo elbows.
Is that what they're called?
That's what I saw. Those veggie elbows, dropping it on him.
Thought they were puffy.
Then all of a sudden, Hadley and Hayes come out.
that's what I was gonna say. I mean, there was no reason for them to attack that kid. I mean, this was a chance for the kid to make something of himself, and I mean, I'm sure one day he will. But you got to start somewhere, and then they're just taking advantage of him. Hadley and Hayes they had every right to come out there and throw.
And they grabbed something that wasn't theirs, that head of lettuce, that was not their property.
I mean, it
So
wasn't
what?
yours.
We know what
pretty much-
Crisis was going to do with
They
it
hit
anyway.
Crisis with the lettuce. Lettuce is all over the place. We had blood in the ring and out, and we had lettuce all over the place.
It was a good old salad bar out there, folks.
Yeah, and that wasn't French dressing either.
Oh.
Gross.
I saw James eating some of it, so I mean.
Yeah, Dave's pretty gross. Yeah.
Anyway, Kent and Courageous come out with Wentworth, and then they were just in Tristan's throwing lettuce at them and won't stop. And Christopher Kent said, "That's it. Let's have a tag match right now."
They went and grabbed the referee and they said, let's have a match.
A
As
match
they
that
did.
started over lettuce, folks.
Yeah.
All over some lettuce getting thrown.
There's a food fight gone wrong.
And then pretty much tag match happens, pretty good match, and then it ended with Hadley hitting Kent into Wentworth into the crowd. Who knows if the fans picked their pockets or something?
Probably.
Can't trust them.
Yeah, we got some wild ones out there, don't we, James?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Hadley hit frog splash on Kenny Courageous, got the victory.
It was a very nice frog splash. Might say 5-star.
And like we said earlier, Hadley's, he's a bit of a fighter there,
So then
He ain't scared to get in
Kent,
there.
Kent and Courageous are all mad as hornets,
Oh.
saying it's not over
Mad as
until they say
hornets.
it's over.
Charlotte Hornets?
They had their little stingers and they
Charlotte.
were wiggling them around and they ran to the back.
Wiggle them around.
Just get to the main event.
Main event time here for the Fire Pro post show for November 15th. Thanksgiving. You know who was in that match, Stonehand Slater Wallace?
I know exactly who was in that match.
Do you know who was in that match, James Lawrence, who's not Stonehand Slater Wallace?
Yes.
Stonehand Slater Wallace took on the Monster Abyss.
He's not behind you. Or up there.
I'm trying to be excited, guys.
The Monster Abyss.
That match,
Indeed.
wow. I mean, what can you say? Stonehands, I thought you put forth a huge effort against such a massive opponent. I was really rooting for you, buddy. I was hoping you would get like that one good shot on him to take him down, but it seemed like no matter what Stonehands threw at him, the big monster just get back up. It kept getting back up over and over again. I mean,
He was quite the monster. I mean, there was a few times I tried to knock him down, and I mean, usually when a lot of opponents, that I face are usually a bit smaller than me, and when you're going against somebody that's bigger than you, you got to give it your all, and just a monster of a man, just like his name. I mean,
But he pretty much, Abyss just finally had enough, hit the black hole slam, 1, 2, 3, and defeated Stonehand Slater Wallace.
well,
What?
as I hooked him for the choke slam.
Oh, okay. I forgot that. Just sorry.
see,
You only see
he was in a match too. Don't focus just on Abyss, even
He
though,
broke
wow.
free from the choke slam, and that's how he got the black hole slam. And I mean, I took the choke slam from him, and I mean, I kicked out of that, but once that black hole slam, it was lights out. And I mean, that was a good opponent to have. And I mean, I would definitely, if he ever wants to come back and face me one-on-one, I am more than obliged to do so.
I'm going to say 2 great competitors, 1 great match. Ultimately, Abyss did get the win. Stonehands gave it his all. Hopefully there will be a rematch someday, and you can learn from this experience, see what it's going to take to keep the big man down. Hopefully we can see that in the future.
A hammer or a gun.
I'll hook you up, man, just to talk to me after the show. That's it. I say what I want. I'm Latino freaking crazy.
Wow. Freaking crazy.
Thanks for joining us, folks. That's the end
Next
of
month.
Thanksgiving.
Next month, tell him.
Thanks.
Next month's not Thanksgiving.
No.
Next month, December 13th,
It's Latino's favorite time of year.
Cinco de Mayo. Oh yeah, it's our yearly Toys for Tots fundraising show. You're
Yeah,
not going to want to
watch
miss it.
Santa might
Well-
be there. Who knows?
Really?
Or fireproof.
I got the man's number. I know.
Well, you got men's
Maybe.
numbers.
Santa's no.
Be sure to join us. It's for a great cause, getting some toys for the kids.
We'll have videos and links up on Facebook page, facebook.com/fire.pro.wrestling.
And also
Yeah.
on our YouTube at youtube.com/firepro.
He beat me to it. I just wanted to say plugs. We're getting all our plugs in.
We got plugs. We plug them into the wall and they
So
power the camera.
youtube.com/firepro. That's where you can find us. That's our username is firepro. You can catch all our videos on there, all our matches. Check it out. They come out different times throughout the month, but I mean you can.
Couple times a month you can find some cool stuff on there.
And Latino, I know you wanted to apologize to some of your fans for our live stream YouTube.
Oh my, I almost forgot. I am so sorry. If you don't know, fans, we were streaming live on YouTube for the first half of the show. Somehow, the wires got crossed, things exploded, the building burned down to the ground. We got it back up in good time. But we apologize that you weren't able to watch the match, all the matches entirely. Canada, Svenland,
Our fans in the UK,
all the
Canada,
guys, we
Norway,
apologize.
About
Sweden.
country.
They don't watch YouTube.
They don't get YouTube on their TVs.
Shut up. We just wanted to say we're sorry.
We're gonna try again next month, fans. We're gonna try again in the future.
A few kinks, we gotta work them out.
And hopefully James Lawrence will be more pleasing to the eye via the internet next month.
He's getting a haircut, folks. So am I. Let's get too long. Starting to look.
Anyway, watch it. That's it for the recap show for November, folks. And I'm James Lawrence III.
I feel like he cut us off.
He did.
Well, then what else you gotta say?
And I'm Latino Crazy.
I'm Stonehand Slater Wallace.
We'll see you next
Catch
month.
you next month. And our famous
Later.
cameraman Carl Morris. Thank you.
The mustache model. He's back, baby. Is he?
Where?
He's running the camera. It's a bill. Goodbye,
I
folks.
can't work with you anymore.
Well, go home, you idiot.